Ember's Oath. Chapter 1. Roxie. Smoke. It was everywhere. Thick, black, choking smoke curled along the ceiling of the apartment hallway, swallowing the emergency lights until they were nothing more than faint red glows. Every breath burned my lungs, tasting of heat and ash. I couldn't see more than a few feet in front of me. Somewhere nearby, a smoke alarm screamed. Another joined it, then another. The shrill chorus echoed through the building, mixed with the crackling roar of a fire growing larger by the second. How did this happen? Only minutes ago, I'd been asleep. Now I couldn't even find my way back to my apartment. I pulled the collar of my t-shirt over my nose on instinct, even though I knew it wouldn't help. I'd spent 7 years as a paramedic in Chicago. I knew exactly what smoke inhalation could do, and I knew panic killed just as quickly. "Breathe, Roxie," I whispered to myself. "Think." I closed my eyes for a heartbeat, forcing myself to ignore the fear clawing at my chest. Where was I? 3rd floor, south hallway, apartment 3, B, home. Well, my new home. I had moved to Rapid City just 8 days ago. 8 days, after years of 12-hour ambulance shifts, endless traffic, and more heartbreak than I cared to remember in Chicago, I'd promised myself a quieter life. Smaller city, smaller department, more time to breathe. I'd unpacked the last moving box yesterday. I hadn't even hung every picture on the wall yet. A loud bang jolted me from my thoughts. The hallway lights flickered. Heat rolled toward me like an open oven. My apartment door stood only a few feet away. Relief flooded through me. I hurried toward it, fishing my keys from the pocket of my pajama shorts. My hands shook so badly I dropped them. "They're right there," I muttered, crouching to grab them. The metal was already warm. Too warm. I unlocked the door and stumbled inside. The air wasn't much better. Gray smoke seeped through the vents and beneath the windows. I coughed hard before forcing myself to move. Phone, wallet, keys, shoes. Every emergency lecture I'd ever given to patients raced through my mind. Take only what you need. Lives first. Everything else can be replaced. I shoved my phone and wallet into the pocket of an oversized hoodie hanging over a chair and slipped on the first pair of sneakers I found. My gaze landed on a red trauma bag sitting beside the kitchen counter. My paramedic jump bag. It wasn't department issued. It was mine. Old habit. I grabbed it without thinking. Maybe someone else would need it. Maybe I would. The apartment groaned. Pictures rattled against the walls. A crash echoed somewhere below. Then the lights died. Complete darkness swallowed the room. "Oh no!" My phone flashlight flickered on. The beam barely cut through the smoke. I hurried back toward the front door. The moment I opened it, a blast of heat slammed into me. Flames stretched across the hallway ceiling, racing overhead like living things. They hadn't been there 30 seconds ago. "They spread that fast?" The words escaped before I could stop them. Years of training told me exactly what I was looking at. Flashover conditions weren't far away. If I stayed, I wasn't walking out. My heart pounded. Think. Fire escape. The bedroom window. I spun around and ran. Just as I reached the bedroom, a deafening boom shook the building. The floor lurched beneath my feet. Glass shattered somewhere outside. The force knocked me into the wall. "What the?" A section of the ceiling behind me collapsed into the hallway, sending sparks and burning timber crashing across the apartment entrance. The front door disappeared beneath a mountain of debris. My only exit, gone. Silence settled for one impossible second. Then the realization hit me. I was trapped. My pulse thundered in my ears. No, 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 no. This wasn't happening. I forced myself to breathe, unlocking my phone with trembling fingers. The operator answered almost immediately. 911, what's your emergency? My apartment building is on fire. I fought to keep my voice steady. I'm trapped on the 3rd floor. Ma'am, what's your address? I gave it to her. Fire crews are already responding. Stay low to the ground if you can. A cry echoed from somewhere beyond my apartment wall. Not mine, someone else's. A child. Every instinct inside me screamed to stay put. Wait for the firefighters. But another instinct, the one that had spent years climbing into ambulances and running toward people on the worst days of their lives, wouldn't let me ignore it. I tightened my grip on my trauma bag. I'm not alone, I whispered. The child cried out again. I looked toward the smoke-filled hallway, then back toward the bedroom window. Help was coming. I just had to make sure everyone was still alive when it got here. The crying came again, closer this time. Mama! My stomach twisted. There wasn't a chance I could ignore that. Stay on the line with me, the dispatcher said through my phone. I hear a child, I answered, already moving toward the apartment door. I think they're in one of the neighboring units. Fire crews are less than 2 minutes away. Do not enter the hallway if it's unsafe. Too late. I already knew what I was going to do. I'll be careful. Ma'am, I ended the call. If someone was trapped just outside my apartment, every second mattered. I dropped to my hands and knees, where the air was cooler, and crawled toward the blocked entrance. The collapsed ceiling hadn't completely sealed the doorway. A narrow opening remained beneath one of the fallen beams. Smoke poured through it. I lay flat on my stomach, shining my phone through the gap. Hello? The crying stopped. Then a tiny voice answered. I'm scared. My heart broke. It's okay, I called, forcing confidence into my voice. My name's Roxie. I'm a paramedic. A small cough. It hurts. I'm going to help you. Using both hands, I pushed at a chunk of broken drywall. It shifted. Not enough. Again. My muscles burned as I shoved another piece aside. Finally, the opening widened just enough for me to squeeze through. The hallway looked worse than before. Black smoke hugged the ceiling. Flames licked along the far wall, eating through the wallpaper with frightening speed. Only a few feet away sat a little girl, no older than 6, clutching a worn, stuffed rabbit to her chest. Tears streaked through the soot on her cheeks. She was alone. Oh, sweetheart. I crawled over to her. What's your name? Lily. Hi, Lily. I smiled, though I doubted she could see much of it through the smoke. I'm going to get you somewhere safe, okay? She nodded once. My mommy. We'll find her. I hoped that wasn't a lie. I slipped my hoodie over her head to shield her face from some of the smoke before lifting her into my arms. She weighed almost nothing. Another loud crack echoed through the hallway. The floor trembled. Too close. Way too close. I hurried back toward the opening I'd made. Just as I reached it, another section of the ceiling collapsed behind us. The impact sent sparks flying. Lily screamed and buried her face against my shoulder. It's okay, I whispered, even though my own heartbeat felt like it was trying to break through my ribs. I squeezed us back into my apartment. Safe. For the moment. I carried Lily into the bedroom, the room with the window overlooking the parking lot. Below, flashing red and blue lights spilled across the pavement. Fire engines, police cruisers, ambulances. Relief washed over me. They're here. Firefighters poured from the engines with practiced precision. Hoses stretched across the asphalt. Ladders were raised. Commands rang through the night. I pushed the bedroom window open. Fresh air rushed inside. It was the sweetest breath I'd ever taken. Help! I shouted, leaning as far out as I dared. Up here! Several heads turned. One firefighter pointed toward the building. "They've got victims on the third floor!" Another looked up. Even from this distance, I could see how tall he was. Massive, really. He stood at least a head above the others, broad shoulders filling out his turnout gear as though it had been tailored for him. His movements were calm despite the chaos surrounding him. Someone handed him an axe. Another firefighter stepped beside him, nearly matching his height. The two exchanged a quick nod. Brothers? I didn't know how I knew. I just did. The taller firefighter looked up at my window again. For a brief moment, despite the distance, our eyes seemed to meet. Then he pointed directly at us. "I've got two trapped on the third floor." His voice carried over the noise with surprising clarity. He didn't hesitate. Not for a second. He turned and disappeared into the burning building with his brother at his side. I wrapped my arms tighter around Lily. "See?" I whispered, brushing soot from her forehead. "I told you help was coming." But as I watched the flames spread across the roof above us, another thought crept into my mind. Please, be careful, whoever you are.